Okay, good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about a custom act or custom duty. What is custom duty? Custom duty is levied on import of goods into India and export of goods out of India. As custom, a merchant entering a kingdom with his goods had to make a suitable gift to the king and seek his permission for the trading his goods in the kingdom. That is, in the ancient time. In the course of time, the custom of presenting gifts was formalized into custom duty. In our country, in India, custom duty is levied on collected on all goods imported by imported by private person, governments, and also local bodies. On the other hand, an export of goods from India to foreign countries, custom duty is levied on few goods. As most of the export from India are exempted from custom duty. This duty is very old tax levied on imports and export by almost all countries in the world. Section 12 of the Custom Act is changing section which provides for levy of duty on imports and occasionally on exports. But the rate of duty chargeable is as prescribed in Custom Tariff Act 1975. Custom duty is levied on almost all imports, but very few goods are subject to duty. However, Government of India has issued notification exempting imports of goods by Indian Navy, Police, Defense Department etc. Custom law extend to the whole of India and it is an indirect tax. Custom law is administered by Government of India. What is the main functions of a custom department? The first function, collection of revenue to the government of India by imposing duty on imports and export, few goods for exports. Enforcement of various provision of Custom Act governing imports and exports of cargo, baggage, postal articles, courier parcels, arrival and departure of vessels, aircraft, etc. Discharging of various agency functions and enforcing various prohibitions and restriction on imports and exports under Custom Act and also under various other acts. Prevention of smuggling including checking of narcotics, drugs, and international passengers processing. The custom authorities are overall responsible for handling growing international tariff properly and effectively and to make it administratively possible that all cargo, goods, passengers, etc. imported or coming into India, exported going out of country by sea, air, land, or rail routes are checked by the customs that ensuring they are complying with all related laws before entry existed into the form of India that unrestricted freedom of access into country or existing out of country is not permitted. Then what is the definition of a customer duty? Custom duty refers Custom duty refers to the tax or duty levied on goods imported into India or exported out of India. That means a tax levied on goods imported for the India or whatever goods were exported out of India, the value is called custom duty. Then before that, what is the objectives of custom duty? The first objective to prevent illegal imports and exports of goods and to raise revenue for the government, to regulate imports of foreign goods into India, to conserve foreign exchange, regulate supply of goods into domestic market, to provide protection to the domestic industry from foreign competition by restricting imports of selected goods and services, import licensing, import quotas, and outright import ban, to promote international trade with reference to duty imposing countries, and to reduce defect in balance of trade and balance of payment. Custom duty is the major tax revenue for the union government and constitute around 30% of its total tax revenue, together with central excise duties and contribution amount is nearly three-fourths of total tax revenue of union government. Then what is import? When we are going to importing goods, what are the procedure we need to follow? What are the rules we need to follow? First one, landing or calling of vessel or aircraft. When goods we are going to importing throughout the vessels or aircraft, first we need to take landing of the goods, then delivering of import manifest, that is we need to take a report what are the goods we are importing and what are the goods we are going to delivering to persons, and grant of entry in words. When we are importing goods, the exporter will give the entry to the nation. That means the importer should submit the bill giving detail of goods to the cleared from customs. The bill of entry can be home consumption for warehouse, that is keeping in warehouse without payment of duty and later clearing on payment of duty when required, that is yellow color. Importer to submit other document like invoice, contracts, product literature, packing list, import license, etc. That custom officer can access the imported goods under clearance. Nothing to bill of entry, that is noting a bill of entry by custom officer, and examination of goods and assessment by custom officer if first appropriation system or assessment of goods on the basis of document if second system. Pre-audit by custom department, granting of the invoice bill. Next one we are taking unloading of goods and holding in custom authority. Then after that, filling up entry of import, that is bill of entry. Then after bill of entry, assessment of the duty on imported goods. The goods as correctly are imported as per the invoice or what we need to assessment. Custom officer to improve assessment, that is valuation of goods on bill of entry and return to importer. Importer to execute bond if clearance at concessional rate of duty subject to some condition or clearance is under provisional assessment. Assessment of duty on imported goods. Importer to pay duty if clearance is home consumption or execute bond any if clearance is warehousing. Inspection of goods if assessment was under second system. Out of custom charge ordered by the custom officer. Then make a payment of a duty. Clearance of imported goods from a customer stations. The pay due of port trust and the pay demerges if applicable. Then other dues. Then finally we are going to transport of goods from a customer area. These are procedure to imported by ship, air and road. There are a separate procedure per goods imported as a baggage or by a port. Next, what is the export procedure? As per the previous question paper, I prepared these slides. The last year question paper, they are asked what is the procedure of import and export? Briefly explain, they are given in the question paper. The first one, filing of shipping bill or bill of export. Submit shipping bill for the export to custom authorities. Secondary, ordering permitting clearance and loading of goods for exportation. That means submit invoice and packing list, that is contracts, export authorization, if any, and other related documents. Submit necessary declaration of export, that is GG or SDF. These are the form required under FEMA, that is Foreign Exchange Management Act in excise. Next one, grant the entry of outwards. Before this, we need to fill one more form, that is ARE1 form. ARE form 1. The export value declaration should be in form given in Annexure A to MF circular. Noting of shipping bill by custom officer. Custom should check whether export is restricted or prohibited. That means restricted goods they are exporting or permitted goods they are going to exporting. We need to clarify. And examination of goods, that is examination of goods by customer officer. Pay export duty if applicable. If any custom duty is applicable for the export of goods, we need to pay. And stuffing of container if it is already done. So let export order by the customer office. Then loading of the goods and convenience for the exportation, delivery of export manifest and report. And what are the surcharges applicable under customer law? First one, Basic Custom Act 1962. The Basic Custom Act of 1962 contains the provisions covering import and export duty imposed on import and export of goods. Second one, Custom Tariff Act 1975. Custom Tariff Act of 1975 contains the classification of imported and exported goods. Third one, Export Manifest Regulation 1976. That means the Export Manifest Regulation, according to the 1976, contains the provision relating to a general declaration and a passenger's manifest, a cargo manifest, and a list of private property into the possession of the captain of the aircraft and other members of a crew. Custom Valuation Rules 2007. Custom Valuation Rules of 2007 contains provision relating to determination of value of export goods. In this, the fourth one, this are includes what are the goods we are going to exporting. Related to that, it will be included. The baggage rules at 1998. Baggage rules of 1998 contains the provision relating to dutiable goods imported by passenger or member of crew in his baggage. The major types of customer duty. So this one they will ask. Before that, let me see the method of valuation. Sorry, okay, let me see the types of customer duty. First one, basic custom duty. Second one, additional custom duty, that means CVD. This is BCD. And special additional duty, and that's SAD. National calamity contingency duty, anti-dumping duty, that is safeguard duty, and cesses, that is education cess, integrated goods and service tax IGST, and GST compensation cess. Finally, social welfare cess. So let me see the final road and infrastructure cess. This newly they are added. Then first one, what is basic custom duty? This duty is levied on imported goods in term of section 12 of Custom Act 1962 at the rate prescribed under the first schedule to the Custom Tariff Act 1975 in term of section 2 the Custom Tariff Act. The rate are either standard rate or in the case of imports from certain specified countries at preferential rates. The basic custom duty, the standard rate they will give, or some countries they are following different rates. All goods imported into India are chargeable to the duty under Custom Act 1962. The rate of duty are indicate in the first schedule of tariff 1975. Here, those rate may be prescribed either the standard or in case of imported from some countries at the preferential rate. Here, a preferential rate is applicable. What is preferential rate? When it is applicable, the preferential rate is applicable only if goods are imported from MFN nation, that is most favored nation. MFN nation means what? The member countries of World Trade Organization. MFN nation means the member countries of World Trade Organization who are accorded the statute of MFN. As per the MFN agreement, the recipient, that is recipient of this treatment, must nominally receive equal trade advantages to the most favored nations. By the country granting such treatment, some of the most favored nations, that is MFM nations like Bangladesh, Korea, and Sri Lanka, Tonga, etc. The second one, additional custom duty. What is additional custom duty? In this duty, commonly referred to as countervailing duty, that is CVD, is levied on imported goods in term of section 3 of the Custom Act 1975 and is equal to central excise duty levied on the like goods if produced or manufactured in India. In case where like article is not so produced or manufactured in India, this duty will not this duty will be at such rate which is levelable on the class of description or article to which the imported article belongs. If there is more than one rate of excise duty, then the rate to be applicable will be the highest one we'll consider. This duty is calculated on the value based of aggregator of the value of goods including landing charges. Now the landing charges they are removed from 2019, the basic custom duty, other duties such as anti-dumping duty, safeguard duty, additional custom duty, example the 4% etc., are taken into account. If article which is produced in India is imported, additional custom duty will be levied on it. This duty will be equals to excise duty levelable on the article of India. Where your like article is not manufactured in India, that is the product is not manufactured in India, the duty would be levied on the class of article to the imported article belongs. Where such duty is levied at different rate, the highest duty should be considerable. Here the additional duty includes NCCD, you know very well, already you are studied in UG, that is National Calamity Contingency Duty of Custom. While calculating CVD, counter value duty, anti-dumping duty, and education cess of custom, secondary higher education cess of custom, and safeguard duty is not required to be considered. Except tobacco, manufactured tobacco substitutes the mineral fuels, mineral oils, and product of their distillations and bituminous substance, mineral waxes. This duty has to subsumed into IGST after introducing GST and whichever is before 1/7 2017. Next one, special additional duty. This duty is in addition to any other duty imposed under Custom Act. All provisions of Custom Act and rules, including those relating to drawbacks, refund, and exemption will apply on this duty. Special additional duty can be imposed by issuing a notification. Such tax cannot exceed 4%. The 4% special additional duty under Section 3 subsection 5, the Custom Tariff Act 1975 was first imposed in the Union Budget and 25 and 26, the containing balance various internal taxes like a sales tax, value added tax, and to provide the level of and to provide a level playing a field of indigenous goods which have been to bear these taxes. This was extended in general to all goods and budget 26 and 27. The manufacturer will be able to take credit of this additional duty for payment of excise duty on their finished product. In case in case of most of the item, this duty has been subsumed in IGST after the introduction of GST. Then finally, national calamity contingency duty. What do you mean by that? It is the import at present 50 per mat on import crude oil and 1% of polyester and filaments yard, two-wheelers, motor cars, and multi-utility vehicles. National calamity contingency duty is imposed on pan masala, chewing tobacco, and cigarettes. There are different rate of duty for the goods imported per certain countries in term of bilateral or other agreement with such countries which are called preferential rate of duties. The duty may be percentage of value of goods or at a specified rate. Next one, anti-dumping duty. Anti-dumping duty or safeguard duty is imposed on import of specified goods with a view to protecting domestic industry from unfair injury. It would not apply to goods imported by a 100% export oriented unit, that's EOU, and unit in free trade zone and special economic zones. On export goods, anti-dumping duty is rebatable only by way of special brand rate of drawback. Anti-dumping duty, large manufacturer from abroad may export goods at a very low price compared to price in its domestic market. Such dumping may be with intention to cripple domestic industry or to dispose their excess stock. This called a dumping. In other words, in order to avoid such dumping, central government can impose anti-dumping duty up to margin of dumping on such articles if the goods are being sold at less than a normal value. The provision of safeguard duty shall remaining in force for a period not exceeding 200 days. Safeguard duty action is resorted to only if it has been established that the sudden increase in import has caused or threatens to cause serious injury to the domestic industry. Safeguard action can restricted import of a product for a temporary period by raising the tariff. Next one, education and higher education cess. See, in the budget 24-25, the education cess on the custom duty had been levied on items imported into India. It has chargeable 2% on aggregate of duties of custom except safeguard duty and anti-dumping duty and leviable on that is levied on such goods. An education cess has been imposed imported goods at the rate of 4% at present. The previous it is 3%, 4% at present of the aggregate duty of custom, excluding safeguard duty, counter-traveling duty, anti-dumping duty. So the import goods are exempted from these cess, which is 2018, as the Finance Bill 2018 proposed to abolish the same. Next, IGST, that is Integrated Goods and Tax. With effect from 1/7/2018, under the GST regime, Article 269A constitutionally mandate that the supply of goods or services are both in the course of import into territory of India shall be deemed to the supply of goods and services are both in course of interstate trade or commerce for levy of integrated tax. So, import of goods and service are treated as deemed interstate supply and subject to integrated tax, while IGST calculating an import of service could be leviable under the IGST Act, that is levied under IGST Act. The levy of IGST on import of goods would be levied under Custom Act 1962. Read with the Custom Tariff Act 1975 for further information. Here, the importer of service, while we have to pay on reverse charge basis, however, in respect of import of online information and database access and retrieval service by unregistered non-taxable recipient and the supplier located outside India shall be responsible for payment of taxes. Either the supply will be have taken registration or will have to appoint a person in India for the payment of taxes. Supply of goods and service both to special economic zones, developer or unit shall be treated as interstate supply and shall be subject to levy of a integrated tax. If importer of goods has been defined in IGST Act 2017 as bringing goods into India from a place outside India. All imports shall be deemed as interstate supply, and whatever goods we are going to import in, then treated as interstate supply, and accordingly integrated tax shall be levied in addition to applicable custom duties. IGST Act 2017 provides the integrated tax on goods imported into India shall be levied and collected in accordance with the provision of Custom Tariff Act on the value as determined under the said act at the point when duties of custom are levied on the said goods under Custom Act 1962. The integrated tax on goods shall be in addition to a applicable basic custom duty which is levied as per the Custom Tariff Act. The IGST will be applicable as per the tariff rate only. And integrated goods and tax, the Custom Tariff Act 1975, as accordingly has been amended to provide for levy of integrated tax and compensation cess on imported goods. Accordingly, goods which are imported into India shall, in addition to basic custom duty, be liable to integrated tax at such rate is liable under the IGST Act 2017 on a similar article on its supply in India. Further, the value of goods for purpose of levy integrated tax shall be and shall be accessible value plus custom duty levied under the act and any other duty chargeable under the said goods under any law for the time being in the force of addition to and in same manner as duty of customs. GST compensation cess. Under the GST regime, that's whichever 1/7/2017, in addition, IGST, the goods service tax compensation cess is also levied on certain luxury and demerits goods under the goods and service tax, that is compensation of State Cess Act 2017. according to the Tariff Act, has been amended to provide for levy of integrated tax and compensation cess on imported goods. Goods which is imported into India shall, in addition to basic custom duty, to be levied to integrated tax at such rate as is levied under IGST Act 2017. Similarly, it is article on its supply in India. The value of goods for the purpose of levy integrated tax shall be assessable value plus custom duty levied on the act. Here, what is the procedure and the finally social welfare surcharge. Finance Bill 2018, while abolishing the education cess of secondary higher education cess on imported goods 2 to 2018, imposed a social welfare surcharge at the rate of 10% of aggregate duties of custom and imported goods to provide social welfare scheme of goods, that is of government goods which are exempted from education cess are exempted from its surcharge also. In addition, the certain specified goods attract the surcharge at a rate of, this is I given this is 4%, actually 3 I given 4% of aggregate duty of customs only, and road and infrastructure cess when this will be applicable. In additional duty of custom called road and infrastructure cess on the specified imported goods for the purpose of financing infrastructure project has been introduced for 2 to 2018. This additional duty of custom is in addition to the other duties of custom chargeable and scheduled goods under the Custom Act 1962 or any other law for the time being in force. How to compute custom duty? And this is the small format I given. How we are going to computing custom duty? First we'll take that is assessable value, the total assessable value. Next one, basic custom duty. The basic custom duty, that means assessable value of the goods, assessable value of the goods into the rate of basic custom duty. So whatever assessable value is there, this will take here into the rate what they are given in the problem into the percentage. That means, for example, 1 lakh, 10% they are given basic custom duty means 10,000 rupees you will take here. Okay, assessable value into basic custom duty. Second one, what is assessable value includes? The assessable value includes CIF price, that means cost, insurance, and freight, and other expenses, cost, insurance, that is CIF plus other expenses minus exemptions towards gift articles is equals to assessable value. Once again, assessable value is equals to CIF, cost, insurance, and freight plus other expenses minus exemptions towards gift articles as called a assessable value. Second one, count traveling duty, that is CVD or additional custom duty we can call. Here, rate of count traveling duty, that is CVD, into assessable value plus basic custom duty. That means assessable value, this value, then whatever basic custom we got result, that value will add up multiplied with the count traveling duty, that percentage. Assessable value of goods plus basic custom duty into the rate of additional custom duty plus education cess you will take here, and social welfare charges, that is surcharges. The rate of surcharge 10% into basic custom duty plus count traveling duty. Basic custom duty, this value, then count traveling value will add up into 10%. The result will be social welfare surcharge. Next one, integrated goods and service tax. The rate of IGST they are given in the problem. Assessable value, this value, and basic custom duty, then count traveling duty. This is additional custom duty, is nothing but count traveling duty, plus social welfare surcharge is equals to integrated goods and service tax. Finally, GST compensation cess. Rate of cess into, that is educational cess, assessable value plus basic custom duty plus count traveling duty plus social welfare charges into rate of cess. That means here assessable value and basic custom duty you will take, and the count traveling duty, social welfare surcharge into 4% of education cess, then you will get a total cess value. Add the total duties, that is basic custom duty, count traveling duty, social welfare surcharges integrated, then compensation says that is nothing but education says we will get a total custom duty payable value. And the date of determining the tariff value and imports. How we will calculate the rate? See, in the question they will give two rates. One is as per the Reserve Bank of India, they will give their exchange rate, and one more as per the CB and EC, Central Education Custom Authority, CB and EC they will give. And here we should take CB and EC. According to CB and EC, we will take date per determining tariff value and imports. In the case, goods entered for home consumption, for household consumption if you are imported, on which bill of entry in respect of such goods is presented. However, where the goods have been imported by vessel or aircraft, the date on which bill of entry in respect such clearance is presented, or the bill of entry date, the date on which entry inwards is granted. That means arrival of aircraft takes place. Here bill of entry, that loading time, and here the unloading time, whichever is later, whichever is later. Example 1/4/2013 is there, the bill of entry, and here and 1/4 here 31/4/2013 is there, whichever is later means the next day, that is 31/3/2013, the later date, where bill of entry is filed before on arrival of vehicle, the date of arrival of vehicle should be treated. Goods clear for home consumption or warehouse. On the bill of entry of home consumption, in respect such goods will be presented on the payment of a duty. In case, that is case, goods entered for export, on which the proper officer makes a order permitting the clearance and loading of goods for exportation. Any other goods on payment of a duty. So these are the date to calculating. First, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿರ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರಂತ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. The date of bill of entry is 24/10/2011. Okay, 24/10/2011. The rate of basic custom duty is 10%. Exchange rate as notified by CB and EC is rupees 68. as per sterling pound ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. The date is important. 24/10/2011 ಒಂದಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Date arrival of aircraft is 20th/10/2011, where the rate of basic custom duty was 18%. Exchange rate as notified by CB and AC was 70 per sterling pound ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟ್ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್ on which bill of entry in respect such as presented, that is bill of entry when 24, the bill of entry is 24/10/2011, and entry inwards here arrived, that is entry inwards is 20th/10/2011, whichever is later. The later is which one? 24/10/2011. So we need to take the exchange rate will be 24/10/2011 at the rate of 68. ಆ ರೇಟ್ ನ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಗೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is the method to computation of customer duty. So regarding this, as per the format wise, I will solve the problem. The problems already I prepared by PPT. There are 5 problems are there, from 6 up 14 marks also is there. 6 marks 3 and 14 marks 3 are solved. And video I will send. Okay, and you can collect from the concerned departments and follow up this theoretical part. In this unit, the majorly they will ask theory wise, discuss various types of custom duty in India and state the procedure of import and exports. These 2 questions they will ask theory wise. So be carefully. I will solve the practical problems and send through a video. Thank you very much.